it's Chef Jay from JayInTheKitchen.com. I don't know about you guys, but late at night, I get a craving. And sometimes that craving involves something very, very sweet. So today, what I want to make for you is a carrot cake that is delectable, delightful, and just scrumptious all the way around. So what do you need? So first of all, excuse me, because I don't know who decided to make the font on these phones teeny tiny, but hello, old people here. I need to enlarge this. Let me tell you, I've already separated and gotten this started. So we're gonna start with the dry ingredients. I've sifted, excuse me while I consult my notes. 1 2/3 cup of white granulated sugar. I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're gonna add the spices together. 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. That's for the dry. Let's talk about the wet. So this I know by heart. So it's 3/4 cups of sour cream, 3/4 cups of vegetable oil, 1/2 cup of, this is the secret, and I learned this from Kanell, so I added it into mine, and that is 1/2 cup of applesauce. Exactly. 3 eggs, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and now let's combine everything together. So in this bowl, this is my wet. I've already added the oil and the sour cream. We've mixed it a little bit. Don't look at it. It looks curdled. It looks crazy. That's okay. That's what it's supposed to look like. So to this, I'm going to add this mixture here, the 3 eggs, the vanilla, and all the goodness. We're just going to put it all in there because at the end of the day, it's all going to be together, and we're going to consume this cake like nobody's business. So before I combine, let's add the dry. So when you use nutmeg, do me a favor, just actually buy your nutmeg. Use your microplaner or grater and put the fresh in there. Because when you put the fresh in there, you really get the aromatics, the floral, a little, oh, that smells so good. Sorry, I had a moment. Spices, they talk to me too, you know. Don't judge. And you really want like a 1/4 teaspoon, but a 1/4 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg goes a very, very long way. Okay, to this, let's use some measuring spoons here. We're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. So this is gonna have a little bit of a spice to it. I'm not gonna do a heaping, but just a nice, maybe just a little bit extra, because I love the ginger. It gives you those great notes. We're gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon of ground cardamom. So that gives you nice and almost a citrusy note there, which is fantastic. 1/2 teaspoon of allspice. And then you're gonna do 1 teaspoon of, so it's funny because they laugh because this says Saigon cinnamon. Welcome to Home Goods, that's where I found it. You put in a beautiful teaspoon, maybe just a little bit more for good luck and good measure of ground cinnamon. Then I'm gonna use just my trusty little spatula here. We're gonna mix it up. It's already been sifted, so it's ready to go. To this, so we cut and peeled 1 pound of carrots. So we shredded them old school way. Anyone who knows what pasteles are will understand that our fingers were saved. So we're all good. So I have it in here. I'm just gonna mix it in with my wet ingredients. I'm gonna stop using my whisk. Let's switch to a spatula, and we're just gonna combine. Sometimes I have the hand mixer out. You don't always need it. It really depends. I wasn't creaming any butter. If I were creaming butter for a different type of cake recipe, then I would use the hand mixer or a stand mixer. Honestly, just a simple spatula works wonders. And it also allows me not to overmix the cake batter. So start putting in your dry. I'm gonna do it in 2 batches, and then I'm gonna fold it in. That's it. You're just literally mixing this until it's combined. You don't want to overmix it. Take your time. And that's the beauty of this. It's very forgiving. This very same recipe, substitute carrots and add zucchini. Oh yes, I've done it. You can get creative in the kitchen. We'll add in the remaining flour mixture, and let's just mix to combine. And fold it. You don't have to like go crazy with it. Just fold it over. And you're just mixing until combined. And the beauty about the spatula is you get to get all the flour, especially from the bottom. So you fold down, up and turn. down, up and turn. It's the folding method even if I'm making chocolate mousse. All different types of things. One quick little stir, and guess what? This is ready to go. If you are and you like nuts or pecans or whatever, this is the moment you can add it in. I chose to leave this nut free, but many people use pecans, use almonds. It's up to you, honestly. You can put in half a cup up to a cup. So now I have here, so these are my 6-inch rounds. I've buttered and floured them so that they don't stick. If you want to get exact measurements, I would say bring out a scale so you can measure each one so that it's pretty much identical. But I'm sort of gonna eyeball this. Doesn't that look yummy? I know, I say that about everything I make, but it's the truth. So we'll start there, then we'll add onto the second, and we'll work our way to the third. And then if there's anything left over, hang on a second, let's just move this over. And I'm eyeballing it, but like I said, if you're the type that you want to measure, it has to be exactly this weight, hey, bring out the scale and measure it. Then you can actually make it very identical. Me, I'm just eyeballing it. At the end of the day, this is all going to the same place. So in a 350-degree oven, this will take about 30 to 35 minutes. Depending on your oven, it could be a little longer. At the 30-minute mark, I would check. If it's still jiggly, take a toothpick, stick it in. If it comes out wet, just give it about another 5 minutes. Keep an eye on it. Every oven is different. Don't let them burn. So I'm gonna put these in the oven. Stay tuned. I'm gonna show you what it looks like when it's all done. So the cakes are in the oven. They're almost done. Let's make the quick frosting. So this is a traditional cream cheese frosting. You can modify it. You can add certain spices to it. I'm keeping it very simple. In my bowl, I have 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter at room temperature. Makes it a lot easier. I'm also gonna use 1 brick of, use your favorite cream cheese. Make sure that also is at room temperature so it's easy to combine. You would think they'd make these easy to open, right? So in it goes, whole thing, bye-bye. It's gonna be good. Let's cream this up slightly. So I have a trusty hand mixer. Let's make sure I don't make a hot mess. How does this thing work? Oh, there we go. Listen, technology is not always as easy as people make it out to be. What we're looking for is just to combine your cream cheese and your butter. This part you can have a little bit on a higher speed. When we start putting the sugar in, unless you want to wear the sugar, my advice is to start at a low speed. All right, that is good enough. Let's add in the vanilla. 1 teaspoon of your favorite vanilla. That's good enough. Let's mix that real quick first. Now you can add as much sugar to your liking. I'm gonna just pour directly from here into the bowl. We're probably gonna use the entire bag. This is a 2-pound bag. I know you're like, but that's so much. Adjust it to your liking. Taste it as you go. So remember, don't put it on high. Okay, good. I was nervous there for a second. And then just mix to combine. I'm gonna go ahead and put this all the way through, and I'll show you how silky and smooth this looks. Because the one thing you wanna add, if you need, you can add like a dash of heavy cream just to thin it out a little bit. So I'll see you in just a second. So now that we've done the frosting, I want to show you a little trick that I do. So I always keep these beautiful measuring cups, right? So you can use a piping bag. In this case, I didn't have any. Take your Ziploc, open it up. I'll just show you how I did it. Put it on the outside of your measuring cup, and then put your frosting inside. It makes life a lot easier. It's a simpler way. You don't really have to have the piping bags. You can if you want to, but in a pinch, a Ziploc is your best friend. So that is here. This is the beautiful frosting. So I'm gonna put it to the side for a second, and I'll show you how we're gonna put this together. So here's my cake spinner. I love these. These are just Yeah, you got to play with them. But no, they make life a lot easier when it comes to decorating a cake. The other trick I like to do is put parchment on the bottom, on the edges, so that the presentation is easy. So I bought these are already sized for me. I folded it in half. I'll save this one for use at another time. So then what I'll do is you take these little strips now, you put them on your turntable, and it makes life easier so you don't dirty it as you decorate. And then when you're done, I'll show you how we just pull it out. So here are the two toppers. So I did have to slice the top off to give me a nice flat layer. Trust me, everyone behind the scenes loved it. So I'm gonna put that in the center. I don't really need to use, sometimes you want to put a little bit of frosting to keep it steady, but that's more if you have the presentation side. But for us, for decorating purposes, super easy. So now let's take this frosting. It might be too soft. So if it's soft, I had it in the fridge for a little bit and then I took it out. I'm literally cutting just a little piece on the corner, and watch. So what you do is now you have your own, and then you can take it and just spin. Take your spinner, and we'll get it on there. Or in my case, I'll go around. And you want to go around just until you get to almost the entire edge. Leave a little bit of space. Back into your cup. Offset spatula. And then you can smooth it out using your spinner. So it's almost at the right consistency. It was a little too soft earlier, so let's say your frosting is too soft. Put it back in the fridge for a few minutes. There we go. If you want a thicker layer, you can put a thicker layer. It's entirely up to you. For the sake of just showing you, I'm only gonna do the center layer and then the top layer. Oh, it's gonna be so good. All right, so now let's take our top layer. And look how pretty that is. I'm gonna push it down a little bit and you'll see it's gonna fill around the edges. I wish you could smell it, it's so good. All right, so now let's put the topping on. Here, do and go to your heart's content. I'm actually doing it this way because the frosting is a little on the thick side. Oh my. Don't judge. It's gonna be good. And then that's it. You can leave it like that. You can spin it whichever way you like. I'm just gonna decorate the top. We'll do an entire cake in another episode. But for the sake of, this is sometimes the simplest and easiest way to do it. And then if you want a little pattern or a little design, you can do whatever you want. Little striations, little lines. I'm keeping it very, 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 very simple. And spin, spin, spin. You can even it out. And this is fun. I don't know about y'all, but this is very therapeutic for me. And there we go. You can sprinkle a little cinnamon on top if that's how you want to have it. Look at that. Oh, isn't that yummy? And we could do the whole side, but for the sake of just showing you how it's done, we're just gonna do the top. So now, again, if your frosting is too soft, take this, put it in your refrigerator for a couple of minutes, let it get a little harder. So now, when you're ready for the presentation, see how this slides out? And it allows you to have a clean surface. So if this were on a cake platter, then you have nothing on the side. So are you ready for me to cut into this? I know I am. Hold on, where's my beautiful knife? Oh, let's see. So shall I cut it open? Yes, let's see. All right, so here we go, everybody. Isn't that pretty? Something simple, you don't even have to go crazy. So here we go. Yum. I'll take a nice big piece just so I can put it on the plate and show you all. All right, let me get my plates. We'll put it on here and then I'll show you the inside. I'll take this out. You can use, I'm just using this beautiful serrated knife. Makes life a lot easier. I'm gonna put it on its side. And that is the interior of the cake so you can see it. And then there's your beautiful carrot cake. Now you can have variations of this, so stay tuned. We'll do some more on the channel. But this is it, so shall I taste it? Should I really taste it? Why not, right? Somebody has to try it. So I'll take a little piece. Oh my goodness. So this is bringing back memories. I used my homemade vanilla. I started it 4 months ago, and it makes such an impact. So when you're ready, we'll do that on the channel as well, how to make your own vanilla extract. This is delightful, delectable, super easy to make, and when you guys make this, I promise you, you're gonna enjoy it. So have an awesome rest of your night. Well, it's nighttime for me, and I'm gonna go back to eating this. So bye for now.